Hi, everybody. I'm Brianna Oppenheimer, and I just got back from Sundance 2026. And Hollywood is completely different than it was, say, in the 1950s. We have AI, verticals, just everything in the industry is changing. So many people are worried that the tech companies are going to take all of the money and that the creators have no say or can't do our art anymore. But I think we have an opportunity here. So many people have said, even though we've had so many studios go away and Warner Brothers, might be bought right now, this is an opportunity. If you have always been interested in being an entrepreneur or have wanted to be a distributor, why don't you follow your bliss, follow your curiosity, and try something new? I saw producer Patrick, who is a very well-known producer on social media, and he talked about the concept of frenemies in the industry and how people often see another person, say, like myself, I'm an actor, or maybe a director would say, oh, they have this, and they secretly wished for the demise of the other person. But, we should build each other up. We are so lucky to be a creative in this industry, and we should really help each other because we're the only people that understand what it's like in this industry. And you never know what people are going through. Producer Patrick talked about how his friend, his DP friend, committed suicide, and you never know. You don't want somebody to do something that is irreversible. And so why don't we throw caution to the wind? And what if we stopped being afraid of each other and started helping each other? Make that distribution company, become that director, and hire your actor friends. And I also was lucky enough to attend the Cheers for Queers, and the Cheers for Queers was an extension of the Queer Brunch started by Jenny Olson, and they talked about how getting into Sundance is actually harder than getting into Harvard. So if you've got into Sundance or any film festival, really you should give yourself a pat on the back. And as a filmmaker, you should think, are you using your power as a filmmaker to be subversive? And if you are a queer filmmaker or a filmmaker of color or a filmmaker that likes to talk about different topics, are we breaking the trauma loop as Nick Dodani and other queer filmmakers were speaking of? And my highlight of the entire time at Sundance was Olivia Wilde. And if you were at Sundance 2026 and you saw Olivia Wilde, there is no way that you cannot agree with me. Olivia Wilde is an actress. That's how I first met her or got to know her. But she's also a director, and now she has her proximity fund. But not only that, but she's a mother. And she talked about how making a movie is kind of like venture capital. You lose more than you win. But like a creator, you kind of need to be delusional to survive. Olivia Wilde, she was such a beacon of hope during the festival. And she talked about how as a director, when she's an actor on set, because she often is an actor as well, she will use different things that she sees the director doing. And sometimes she stays longer so she can learn from these directors. So if you are lucky enough to be on set as an actor or a gaffer or a production designer and you see somebody doing something, Like, what an opportunity to learn. And she also discussed the second film crisis. Most women who direct one film never get to make the second. And that's because women, we often feel like we have to give up our entire lives to make up this movie, whereas men are able to kind of straddle the line. But she encouraged everybody to try to find that balance and try to not be afraid and make that second movie, make that third movie. And she loves to shoot on analog, but she also embraces the future. And I hope that technology and AI can kind of help filmmakers and creatives get a normal lifestyle. Because if you've ever been a director, especially, but sometimes actors and sometimes other creatives, it's very difficult to make a film, and you are giving up your entire lives to make this film. And what if we could use these technological tools to make our lives easier? You know, so many people, if you're an accountant, you check in at 9 and you check out at 5, but that's just not the case for creators. But what if we got to use this technology to have a more normal lifestyle? We check in at 9 and check out at 5, and then, you know, if you have kids, you got to pick your kids up from school, or, you know, make dinner and have a somewhat normal lifestyle. So I think this is an opportunity for people to have an easier and more normal life. But I also was lucky enough to talk to Joseph Gordon-Levitt and watch the panel about AI and independent filmmakers. And it is a tough time. The future is constantly evolving. And right now, for example, there were old institutions that had a big presence at Sundance, like Vimeo, and Vimeo just had huge layoffs. And I think as an industry, it's okay to mourn these institutions and these losses. And at the AI and independent filmmakers speech, they talked about the Creative Coalition on AI. Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Daniel Kwan, they talked about it, and they feel that it is an international corporate arms race. And that is why this tech is incompatible with a fair society. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt, he talked about the anxious generation and how these algorithms are designed like slot machines to hook us. But AI is not all doom and gloom. Like I said before, it could give us the opportunity to have a somewhat normal life. There are practical tools like Autodesk Flow Studios using AI for the boring parts of filmmaking, like rotoscope and data management, so humans can focus on the art. And you can use How to Self-Tape to help you break down the script, or filmmakersgenius.com also to help you break down the script if you're an actor or a director. But the thing that you need to worry about and be concerned about with AI is that AI work is not protected by copyright. If there is no human component, there is no copyright. So if you're a writer and you want to kind of skip the line, skip the hard work, and get AI to write your script, well, guess what? You don't own it. I went to Mondays on Main, and we had a panel of lawyers talking about what is trademark versus copyright. And the main thing is, if AI does the work, you don't get the credit. They had an example of how in The Hangover, Mike Tyson had a tattoo on his face, and the tattoo artist, that same tattoo was in The Hangover, and they sued Warner Brothers because that is his art, and they used his art in the movie. So if AI has made the art, then you can't sue over it. You can't cry over it. AI is the creator and you are not. So I think there is such a big opportunity right now as creators to do the fun things. Let AI do the boring parts. Let I do the rotoscope. Let I do, the budgeting, the breakdown, the parts for me, at least, that I don't think are fun. But if you're an actor, go act and do your tears and do your laughs and show that true human emotion. I personally do not think AI is a better actor than me. And if you're a director, go share your vision with the world. AI is not going to direct a team of actors and a crew to show what you see in a script. So, as Amy Redford said, her father, Robert Redford, the founder of Sundance, he was never afraid of the future. He embraced it. Let's not look back. The good stuff will always rise to the top. AI cannot be better than a human heartbeat, at least not yet. And Christine Vachon, quote, she's not nostalgic about the past. She's excited for the future and where the Festival of Sundance is going. Yes, Sundance 2026 was the end of Park City and kind of the end of the old filmmaking era. But we're starting a new chapter as creatives, as filmmakers, as directors, as actors, and as the Sundance organization moves to Colorado. Be the change. Sign up for the Creative Coalition guidance, protect your lightness, build anew in Colorado like Sundance is doing. Check out what is ethical in AI and also check out what AI tools are out there. Check out howselftape.com and check out Filmmakers Genius. Check out Adobe. Check out the Flowdesk. Don't be afraid of these tools. These tools are here to help you. And I think that this can make a new generation of filmmakers. This was the last Sundance and Park City 2026. This was the last one. But be like Olivia Wilde. This is an amazing industry, and be delusional. Go out there, make your art, do your thing, and use all of these tools to help you make your dream come true. Don't be afraid of this. If you're afraid, then the tech companies take over and you don't get money or to make your art. But if you embrace the change and if you be the change, then you can try something new. Make a vertical. I met vertical agents that are pushing their directors that are out of work to go check out verticals. That's a great way to get some experience as an actor or a director. But I just like to close with Olivia Wilde mentioning not to be fearful. And so, yes, there's a lot of change in Hollywood and in creative industries, but you can be the change. You can make something new. You can use tools. You can protect your likeness, and you can inspire, like Olivia Wilde, the next generation of people and filmmakers. So I hope you enjoyed my Sundance 2026 recap, and I hope to see your movies and your creativity in the future.